Oh Christmas tree, how wonderful is that Christmas tree? You're bloody wonderful, you are, Christmas tree.
Back once again for the Renegade Master.
Alright YouTube, Shockz back once again for the Renegade Master. It's Christmas! Well, almost. It's the 11th of December. I'm filming this anyway. So, yeah, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. But if you can't be jolly, then just be how you want. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, Shockz Vlogz, what have I got to talk about today? Kids. Not in general. Why is it every time I start filming a fucking video, that dickhead starts his fucking car up? Do you know what? It's not even a good car, yeah? I think it's like a Ford Focus, and it's got like a exhaust pipe on it, like that big, Can you hear it? Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, kids, do they appreciate Christmas like we used to appreciate Christmas? Because kids these days have got everything, haven't they? And by that I mean, like, when I was a kid, we got nothing. Well, that's a bit of a lie. Made it sound like we was like one of those really poor families. Oh, we got a piece of coal and an apple for Christmas. No, we didn't. But we got stuff brought us and that, but we weren't spoiled and we didn't get everything we want. So like when it came to like birthdays and Christmas, we always had a massive list of stuff to ask for, and then at Christmas, that fucking same card just gone past again. Fucking turn it in, twat. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we didn't get spoiled all the way through the year. So then when it came to Christmas, when we did get spoiled, it was like, it was something special. And like nowadays, for instance, my sister's kids have got everything. And it's not because like my sister's like rich and she just throws money at the kids and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, they just seem to have everything they want before Christmas. So when it comes to Christmas now, like kids don't actually know what to ask for. And it's like, when I was your age, I couldn't, do you know what I mean? They didn't make pieces of paper big enough for the shit that I used to ask for at Christmas when I was a kid. I mean, and when you are a kid nowadays, what do you ask for as a kid anyway? I mean, you see them asking for like mobile phones and tablets and stuff like that. It's like, whatever happened to just going through the Argos catalogue or something and picking some figures? What's good with good old-fashioned toys and figures? Tablets, mobile phones, and do you know what I mean? All this shit. I'm not going to say it about PS4s and Xbox Ones because I suppose, do you know what I mean? We used to ask for consoles and stuff. But yeah, same thing in it really. But do you appreciate it more? Do you reckon kids still appreciate Christmas the way we used to appreciate Christmas? I mean, I'm not saying kids these days are ungrateful. I mean, some little bastards are, aren't they? But I mean, because like I know, like again, my sister's kids and that, they enjoy Christmas and they appreciate everything we get them and stuff like that. But it's just like, is it the same kind of do they enjoy it? Do you think they enjoy it as much as we used to enjoy it? Because if you was like me, then yeah, you was brought up in a time where basically Christmas used to be magical and special to you, whereas now, I don't think it's made to be as special for kids nowadays. So you can't really blame kids for it. It's just like the era they've grown up in. Do you know what I mean? It's their generation. But yeah, do you think kids appreciate Christmas like we used to? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, moving on. You know dial-up? Can you remember that? That old beast, dial-up. Did you know that there's still 2.4 million people who use AOL dial-up? that's just a random fact that I came across the other day when I was on the internet, of all things, and I just thought, really? In 2014, 2.4 million people are still using dial-up. I mean, dial-up was shit in the day. I mean, imagine it using it now in 2014. That is fucking nuts. I mean, you can't get shit done on AOL. I mean, AOL, when was the last time I had dial-up? I think I got rid of dial-up. I mean, I got broadband quite late, because I can remember I was originally on AOL. AOL was the shit, weren't it, back in the day? I think I went all the way up to AOL 9 or something like that. When the broadband kind of hit, they brought out their first broadband package. And yeah, I was on dial-up when dial-up basically became free. Do you know what I mean? You didn't have to pay for it because it was like that shit. But yeah, so I probably had dial-up till about 2005-ish, or something like that. About 2005. When did you get rid of your dial-up? Did you ever have dial-up? Did you come from a generation? Do you come from a generation where you didn't have to go through the painstaking task of waiting for 3 days to download Fight Club off Kazaa? Because I fucking did. Tell you. So yeah, dial-up, man. I mean, obviously, those 2.4 million people in the world are going to be like people that live probably like out in America, like, because they have like in America, it's like one of them countries where they still have places that are like sticks. Do you know what I mean? Where there's literally fuck all out there and stuff like that. And then obviously probably there's other users in like probably countries that aren't as, do you know what I mean? Aren't as blessed as we are. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's obviously probably where most of them users are. But fucking hell, could you imagine still using dial-up in 2014? Anyway, just thought I'd throw that fact here. Another thing, yeah, something else I noticed the other day. Do you know when you buy things online and you put your credit card details in, and they give you like a Dropbox from the start date? Have you ever noticed that some start, like I was on one site the other day, and I've noticed this on quite a few sites, so it's not just that one. When you click the Dropbox to pick the start date, like the year, it scrolls all the way back to 1965. Who the fuck, yeah, has still got a credit card from 1965 that is still valid and unexpired in 2014? Do they really need to make the Dropbox go back that far? And it never starts off at the top. When you click the start bar, it always starts off in the 80s. Or something like that, around about the 80s. Who the fuck has got a card from the 1980s that is still valid and unexpired? Cards last what? Don't you get a new card like every 6 years or something like that? That's daft. Why? Why did they make Dropboxes that go back that far? Ain't nobody pimping a 1965 fucking Maestro card these days. Maestro probably weren't even around. While we're on the subject about cards, American Express. Has anybody got an American Express card? Accepted everywhere, but yet nobody fucking uses them. Yeah, they're accepted everywhere. Really? I've never seen anyone whip out an American Express. Do you have an American Express? Is it bigger in America? Do Americans have American Express? That's what I want to know. Is it just one of those fucking things where like over here where we get those, oh, the Chicago town pizza, it's from Chicago, so it's the best pizza. But yeah, if you actually serve that up in Chicago, like people from Chicago be like, mate, this is nothing like our pizza. So is it like that? Is it like American Express accepted everywhere but nowhere? I don't know. Am I just talking shit anyway? So yeah, that was 10 minutes of bollocks, weren't it? Last thing anyway, I wanted to do a little bit of a response to Dave Lawnboy's post 1975 because it is the PlayStation's 20th birthday this year. Well, in Japan anyway. We got it a little bit later, didn't we? So yeah, your memories, PlayStation 1 memories. So I think I've touched up on it before. I started off with a Saturn before I got my PlayStation, but my PlayStation was actually funded from selling off my Sega Saturn back in the day, which is weird because I collect for Saturn and I don't collect for PlayStation 1, although I really should get some of my collection back. I've still got some of my original games. In fact, my PlayStation 1 is probably only one of 2 consoles that is actually original that I've kept from back in the day. So yeah, and it's all boxed and everything as well. So yeah, I can remember getting my PlayStation, and I got my PlayStation a bit later on because I was still dabbling with the Saturn. But then, obviously, when you go to school and everything, you hear people talking about PlayStation, you go around your mate's house, they've got PlayStations, and you just think, fucking hell, this is amazing, I need one of these. So yeah, eventually, like I say, I was fickle as a kid, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, Saturn's going, you know what I mean, get me a few readies to go towards getting a PlayStation. So I bought a PlayStation, and I always thought as well, until looking at the box recently, I always thought that it was a Tekken bundle that I bought, because I can remember getting Tekken the same day as my PlayStation, but the box don't say anything about Tekken on it. It's not like I've got Tekken branded on it and stuff like that, and I'm sure they used to do that back in the day, didn't they? Like with the Super Nintendos, when you bought the Street Fighter 2 Turbo pack and the Star Wing pack, they had like it actually on the box, and I'm sure they did that with PlayStation variants as well, didn't they? Like the Tekken one actually had Tekken on the box, and there was a Crash Bandicoot one, I think, as well. But yeah, so I think mine must have just been the Demo 1, but it was the one that came with the DualShock controller, you know, when they upgraded to the DualShock on the PlayStation 1. So yeah, mine was actually that model PlayStation. Like I say, I've still got it. It's in my parents' loft at the minute though. It's not in my gaff, it's at my parents' loft. But yeah, I really need to get that here as soon as that games room's done, which is in progress, by the way. But yeah, anyway, my PlayStation 1 memories. PlayStation for me, even though I'm such a Saturn fanboy these days, the PlayStation for me will always remain like really close to my heart, because it just defined the whole era of gaming, I reckon. Do you know what I mean? Before the PlayStation, there was nothing like well, Sega Saturn obviously, but the PlayStation just took gaming to a next level. Do you know what I mean? It was like Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, do you know what I mean? That 16-bit era. Obviously then the Saturn came out, and it dabbled with the 32-bit era and stuff like that, and it gave the PlayStation the platform, and then PlayStation took that platform, fucking raised the bar, and just ran with it and just dominated it. You don't understand, unless you was there, you don't understand how dominant the PlayStation was when it first came out. It just ruined everything. It was just dominated the whole game. Nobody was interested in anything when that PlayStation came out, I'll tell you that. Yeah, such great memories of it. I mean, I can remember, like, I didn't get my PlayStation chipped, but my mum and dad used to work, because they used to work for the same company back in the day, and they used to know this guy at work. But you know, every workplace has got the dodgy geezer that probably used to sell you like copied CDs, backup CDs and stuff like that, and obviously used to do PlayStation games and stuff like that. And he gave my mum this thing called a Chip Doctor, which I still have as well, boxed and complete. That's also in the attic loft, wherever you come from. But yeah, it's called a Chip Doctor. You basically just plug it into the slot on the back of your PlayStation, then you'd load up a normal PAL game, and then as soon as the logo comes on, you just used to flip it out and switch it, and you could play imports, and you could play copied games, backup games. So yeah, my original PlayStation, I think I've talked about this before, but my original PlayStation collection, I used to have well over 100 games, but most of them was say I used to have about 150 games, but only 10 or 15 of them was actually proper copy games. All the rest of them was backup games. So yeah, I don't care. I'll probably incriminate myself, but what the fuck they're gonna do? That evidence is long gone. I don't think anybody's gonna come after me Do you know what I mean? All these years later, 20 years later. But yeah, I'm sure most of you was like that back in the day as well. You would have all these games and like all of them would be fucking copied. But I can remember like playing Metal Gear Solid for the first time and I thought, oh, I mean, how epic was Metal Gear Solid the first time you played it? I mean, it's still an epic game to this day. But I can remember it because I'd never even heard of Metal Gear Solid prior to getting it. It was just one of, like, basically my mum used to go to work, or my dad used to go to work, and then I used to come in from school, and there would be a pile of PlayStation games on the dining room table. And yeah, they would never tell me that they was getting games and stuff like that. But because like this guy would sold them for so cheap, and do you know what I mean? You could basically get shitloads of games for hardly any money when they was copied. So yeah, I just used to come home from school some days, and there just used to be a pile of PlayStation games sitting on there. And half of them weren't even labelled as well. I had to actually load a few of them up just to find out, like, to get to the title screen, just to find out what game I was playing. So it was like a bit of like, what do you call it? A lucky dip. So you like just pick a disc out, load it up, and see what game you was gonna get. And yeah, it was really good when you used to get a good game. And like I say, Metal Gear Solid was one of those games, like the first time round. But I can always remember the copied game that I had, the original, like the copied game of Metal Gear Solid. I completed the first disc because it came on 2 discs, but because it was copied, the second disc never loaded, so I actually had to go out and buy an original copy of like a proper copy of Metal Gear Solid in the day, just so I could play the second disc. But yeah, you could say that playing that copy though is what spurred me on to actually buy that game, because like I say, I never even heard of it. I would never have known what Metal Gear Solid was back in the day had I not played that copied game. So I played that one, I loved it, and I needed to get the second disc because, like I say, the second disc on the pirate copy wouldn't load. Other great games, Silent Hill. Again, that was a game that I went out to the shop and actually bought a proper copy of after playing the backup of it. So yeah, the pirate version of it. So you know what I mean. Pirating weren't always a bad thing because, like I say, there's a lot of games I didn't know about. Trying to think what else. Oh, was it WWF Attitude or something like that? Honestly, some amazing games. I used to have one called, what's the other one? Like a strategy game. I think it was like KKND Crossfire. Oh, honestly, so many games. And then obviously proper copies. You got like obviously Tekken. Tekken was amazing. Like I say, I got that on the same day I got my PlayStation. So it did come in play, even if it weren't the Tekken like bundled in. It must, like where I bought it from, and they must have been doing like you get so many games with it or something, or you get a certain game. Because I remember I definitely got Tekken because that was the first game I had, and that was the only game I had for a couple of weeks, and I just played Tekken to death. Love Tekken, absolutely love the original Tekken, which I don't have no more. I have Tekken 2 and I have Tekken 3, but I cannot find my copy of the original Tekken, which pisses me off. So yeah, that has obviously been borrowed out or something back in the day, or I've accidentally sent it off to a car boot or something, unknowingly. But yeah, PlayStation one. Yeah, my PlayStation memories is just brilliant. So yeah, PlayStation. And if you've not seen Dave's original video, who else did I see as well? Oh, there's somebody else who did a response to it as well. Jump cut, 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. That's right, that was a jump cut there. I actually had to look. I couldn't remember whose video it was, and it was TG Apuleius. Am I actually saying that name right? I don't know. TG Apuleius or whatever. Sure, it's TG Apuleius. Yeah. He's a great guy anyway. He's got a great channel. So yeah, he did his 20th anniversary memories as well. So yeah, I'm actually a bit late on this bandwagon, aren't I? So, but yeah, they're the 2 videos. Obviously, Dave Lawn Boys. I don't even know if he was the original one who started it, but he was the first video I saw, and then obviously TG Apuleius' video came after it. And I have watched a couple more actually on PlayStation memories. They're great. I love listening to other people's PlayStation memories. Yeah, I've got so many PlayStation memories. Just so much nostalgia for the original PlayStation. And do you know what I mean? The more I think about it, the more I am thinking about getting a few more games. Probably getting a few more games from my original collection. Do you know, like some of the games I used to have on copied games that I really liked, actually buy them back in their proper original format. It's like how I should have probably bought them back in the day. But yeah, I wouldn't mind amassing the kind of collection of the games I played the most as a kid when it was current gen. So yeah, anyway, I've waffled on for far too long now, so there you go. Few topics and all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below, all that business. If you don't want to, then go fuck yourself. I'm only joking. So yeah, like I say, it is the Christmas season, so if I don't upload another video before Christmas, have a very, very happy Christmas and a great new year. And I hope you all get everything you want for Christmas and you spread lots of love and lots of joy and stuff like that. So yeah, happy Christmas if I don't see you before. See you later.